Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's live video hack with me, your host, Rohini from Livewire Media. Every Monday, 7 p.m. GMT time, I go live right here with a video hack that's going to take your mindset and your business to that next level. Now, I talk specifically about video marketing strategies that I know work because I use them for myself and I also use them for my clients to get really awesome results. In today's live video, I'm going to be talking all about the power of personal branding, how specifically you can build your personal brand, and what exactly is it. So before I get into all of that, though, I want to mention to you guys that I have an awesome LinkedIn group that's specifically designed to help you to improve your engagement, your views, your leads. So if you're active on LinkedIn, or if you're planning to be active on LinkedIn, drop me a message below or leave a comment and I will get you added into that group, or I can send you some more information about it. So let's get into it. Personal branding. What exactly is personal branding? It's a unique combination of experience and skills that make you you. It's the brand identity that you want to present to the world. Got a bit of a frog in my throat. So yeah, it's the brand identity that you ultimately want to present to the world. Now, you can be public about it, as in you can use social media to put yourself out there, but it's not a requirement. You don't always have to be putting yourself out there on social media in order to get big results. Jeff Bezos famously once said, it's personal branding is ultimately what people say about you when you're not in the room. It's the essence of who you are. So it's really about connecting with people on the right level. That's what personal branding is all about, is being yourself as much as you would feel comfortable with putting yourself out there. So if you guys have any questions around personal branding, drop them in the comment section below and I will answer them right here for you. I see we had a comment just come in. Hey Saqib, how you doing? Please get me added into that amazing group. I will add you into that group for Saqib. I will send you a message with some further information and some details about that group for you. So effective personal branding is a really strong way to differentiate yourself from your competition, from the crowd, because ultimately there is only one you. And that's the reason why personal branding is ridiculously powerful. I mean, think about it. You could have the best product or the best service in the world, but if nobody likes you, they're not going to really buy from you at the end of the day. So personal branding is a really strong way to differentiate yourself from all the others in the crowd. And I'm going to be getting into a bit more detail later on about how you can specifically differentiate yourself. But ultimately, your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not there. That's pretty much what you need to know. As a disclaimer, if you're new to social media, if you're new to marketing, if you're new to business, personal branding, it does require you to put yourself out there a little bit. It does require you to be a little bit vulnerable because people are going to see you for who you are. Now, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's absolutely fine because you don't want to be everyone's cup of tea. You want to attract the right people to you specifically. But also on the flip side, personal branding is a really great way to avoid the people who actually think maybe that person isn't quite right for me. That's going to save you time in the long run. Now, you can control specifically how much you put yourself out there, how much of your personal brand do you want people to see. Now, what I mean by that is it's always best to be yourself, period. Be authentic because people can see through it when you're not being authentic. But if you're somebody who's thinking, well, I really don't feel comfortable with putting myself out there, I don't want to put myself on social media, here are a few top tips for you. Number one, you can create what's called an alter ego. An alter ego is basically a character. It could be real, it could be non-fictional, but ultimately it's a character that you want to embody. Now, when you create your alter ego, you can dip into that alter ego personality as often as you want until you become comfortable with being your authentic self, either online or offline. So that's my first tip, create an alter ego. Second tip is bite the bullet because you never know what's going to happen. You never know, actually, you might get a really positive response from putting yourself out there ultimately. And guys, again, if you have any questions around any of this that I'm covering, drop them in the comment section below. Or if it's something a bit more personal to you, DM me and I'll be more than happy to have a no obligation conversation with you. So create an alter ego until you feel comfortable with being fully yourself. So I've covered the reasons so far about why personal branding is so powerful, but just to recap for those of you who've just tuned in, it's really powerful because people buy into people. I mean, they buy into people more so than they do brands, and that's always going to be the case. I've had so many times where people connect with me and then they do business with me and then they say, oh, actually, what's your business about? Oh, I didn't know that you did that. That's why creating a personal brand is ridiculously, really powerful. You can be public about your personal brand, or it could be personal or offline. Ultimately, it's the essence of what you want people to know you as. So how do you build a really strong, compelling personal brand? Well, here's some top tips for you. Number one, define specifically what you want to be known for. Now, it's not enough to say, I want to be known for delivering a really great product or a really great service, because that's the standard and it's very vanilla. Think about the personality traits that you want to have, the values that you want to be known for. Think about the statement that somebody would say about you when you're not in the room. So that's step one, define what you want to be known for. Step two is to create a profile online and use that profile to share your personality, your views about things, even your journey. Believe it or not, people actually relate to failures because it's something unusual. It's something that they may learn from, and ultimately they're getting value from it as well. Don't be afraid to share your values and that personality about who you are and what is true to you, and even why you're doing business in the first place, because everybody has a reason for doing business. And that's even more important, especially when you're a sole trader, one-man band, or even a small business, because people will relate to your why, they will relate to your failures, and they will relate to your personality. That's what makes you you at the end of the day. It's what makes you likable. People want to see insights into your journey. And also, they want to see what specifically makes you unique. There are so many people within your industry, so why specifically should they come to you? Now, this is slightly different from why should they take up your services within your business? Why should somebody like you specifically? Now, this ties into the first two tips of defining what you want to be known for, and also putting yourself out there and sharing your personality and your journey online. So think about what makes you unique. This is kind of like your own personal, unique selling point. And my last tip is to be consistent. Be consistent in showing up. Be consistent in showing up online, in networking events, within your circle. If you choose not to be public about if you choose not to have a social media profile, it does help to have a social media profile. It does help to put a face to the brand. And also, that's a bonus tip for you guys, actually, I've just thought of. If you're somebody who's thinking, well, I'm not comfortable with putting my own face out there, my own voice out there, you can actually build a personal brand without doing that. It is better to have a face to the brand because that's what people as human beings will relate to. But as a starting point, what you could do is share quotes that resonate with you, share stories that resonate with you, or something that actually happened to you. Share other people's content, but also to give them credit. That still allows people to get an insight as to who you are, what you're about, and what is unique about you. And then eventually, when you're comfortable with doing that and showing up consistently, and you learn to kind of bite the bullet, you will be comfortable in showing up and delivering awesome results. Hey, we've had someone in the group say hi. So if you're watching in the group, there is a link in the comment section below that allows me to see your name. Otherwise, I cannot see your name, unfortunately. But hello, I'm so glad that you're watching. So I hope that is really useful to you guys. And if you have any questions around video marketing, videos in general, personal branding, drop them in the comment section below, even if you're watching the replay, or message me personally and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And just as a recap for those of you who missed the introduction, I do have a group specifically designed for people who are looking to step up their game on LinkedIn, step up their leads, their views, their engagement. If you want to know more about that group, leave a comment below or message me and I'll share some more information about that with you. That's it for this week's live video hack, guys. Have an awesome week.